Open interest in XRP falls by billions. We'll talk XRP price at the end. Venture capital's getting into crypto, and so are banks. But I'll tell you, the bank said they're waiting for this one thing to happen, and
due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
BNB's making a move, and banks are waiting for, well, we'll get to it. I'm talking about a ton of banks that want to get into crypto. But your comments come first because, yes, you, the viewer, matter most. Was sick yesterday. Sorry, I only did one video. I went to bed right after it. I might go right to bed after this one. Minidog starts us off as a dude. What the fuck is up with Charles H? Last month, he says he's been rubbing shoulders with Trump and Musk about a blockchain-based voting system with Cardano. Now he's talking about Cardano stablecoin and working with Senator Fetterman. Dude is full of shit and probably smells like burnt lithium, aka the meth. Yeah, totally, dude. Charles is saying a whole bunch of shit out there that none of it is lining up. I don't know what this dude's deal is. It is not good for the ADA community. Michael Elliott says, feel better, my friend. Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, I did the video yesterday. Soon as I was done with the video, I just went to bed. I did not feel good at all. In fact, today, just now, I'm starting to sweat doing this stuff. So hopefully I'm getting over it. And you can tell I did my hair today. G. Bishop says, we appreciate your hard work. Get you a hot toddy and take a nap. I might do some eddies. Joshua Sanchez says, F you, influenza. We are all also sick. Yeah, if I'm coughing a little bit, my bad on that. But I still got to bring you the news every day, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. Bitcoin's in at 94,581. I didn't turn on my key light, so the video's a bit dark today. ETH is 33.73, while BNB's making a move at 7.23. Everyone's making their own moves. And I like it. It's been dormant for a little bit. It might be dormant for a little bit more, but seeing BNB try to poke its head up out of the action, that's a good sign. XRP's at 218, XLM 35 cents, ADA. No, there's no voting system. No, you're not working with people in DC. You're just a full of shitster. 87 cents, the price of that piece of shit. What are banks waiting for? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm putting it as the first article. That's how much I love y'all. Banks want in on Tether's billions in stablecoins profit. Banks in the U.S. are expected to join in on the rush once that legislation could pave the way to issue the stablecoins is enacted. That's exactly what they're waiting for. They're going to be waiting for day 1, day 2, day 3 after the regs, right? You know what I'm saying? Regs go in effect. Let's just say regs go in effect June 1st. Banks are going to go in all in after June 1st. Until then, though, they're going to wait. What else? In Europe, with the recent clarity brought in by Micah and the decision for Tether to discontinue its EUR-T stablecoin that has presented ongoing competitors a chance. Oh, interesting. Listen to this quote. Do I think that other banks will be issuing their own stablecoins? Stanger, chief executive at SG Ford, says the answer is yes. It's heavy lifting, and I'm sure it will happen anytime soon, but it will happen. We just need those regs to happen. We've seen demand from banks in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Brazil. We're actively engaging with a number of banks across the world at various stages of the process. So, various stages of the process, I wanted to highlight that because that's where we're at right now, right? Europe is in a different section of regs. US is at a different thing. Canada's at a different, we're all at different time frames. So as each one of those zones gets good, juicy regs, you're going to see good, juicy money flowing in. Speaking of good, juicy money, crypto venture capital funding, gaming, and AI infrastructure captured a whole bunch of money in 1 week. 120 million in 1 week. You're welcome to read these. I don't know if any of y'all are into any of these projects that are in here, but this and all the other articles will be linked in the description below. Now let's swing it on over to XRP specific news. XRP open interest shrinked by 1 billion in the past 24 hours. Here's why. Well, it's obvious. The rally couldn't sustain. And what are we all waiting for? We're waiting on regs. Open interest in XRP futures dropped by 1 billion in the past 24 hours. But there's a catch. Listen to this. This is what these articles don't tell you, and that's why I bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad, and I digest the BS for you. Just a day earlier, open interest surged to 2.9 billion. So we're still ahead. The article doesn't tell you that. They want you to think it's negative. It's not. They're still overall ahead by 1.9 billion in the last 2 days. However, when these hopes failed to materialize, traders began pulling their money. That's an open interest, right? That's for the futures. When it comes to price action for XRP, we're still holding strong right around that 220 mark. Now, part of the problem that XRP has is this, the SEC case, right? So think, that's all about that whole timeline thing. So when everyone's out there like, oh, we're just going to moon overnight, it's not like that. You're going to see different things popping at different times at different intensities. When the US banks start getting involved in doing their own stable coins, is that really going to help out crypto? It might help it out some. What about when these players start getting into the alts as a store of value? That'll help out a ton. But you need those regs to come into play for those players to do it. Open interest in XRP has been oscillating quite heavily. Check this out. I'm going to open this up in a new window so you can see it. Look at this. You see these oscillations in open interest right here? This is crazy. Now, what's cool is look at the orange line, okay? That's the XRP price. The price has gone up with open interest, but it stayed up as open interest has gone down. So you see there's overall spikes in open interest, and there's also some bottoms. But overall, open interest is up, and so is the price. Now, one of the things that can help XRP is this, RLUSD. And right now, we only have $68 million worth of RLUSD minted. That's not a lot. Volume in the last 24 hours, 1.7 million. Again, not a lot. Now, you're saying, well, Klaus, why, though, are players not getting into RLUSD? Well, A, it's brand new, and it happened at the end of the year. When companies, big ones, do their budgets, they build them for the whole year, way ahead of time. When I was doing mine, I was doing my budgets in July, August, and September for the following year. So think about that. I would build my budgets out there, and basically what that meant was if I told like certain places you only had this much to spend, they wouldn't get more. They would have to wait and then for the next fiscal year to open up to get funding for new projects, for hiring, for machinery, for all that kind of stuff, right? So what you're seeing is they launched it in December, which is good. I'm very happy about that. But players have already spent their money, right? So now when the new budgets open up in 2025, that's when most of them open up at the beginning of the fiscal year. That's when you're going to see more money flowing in. Can that help the price of XRP? You bet your butt it can help the price of XRP. We are listed. It's on, but it's still very early. So we're going to be tracking the supply of RLUSD and see how it lines up with the price of XRP. I like how they made all that shit rhyme. Makes my day easier. Altcoin season, no girlfriend. It's 45, so we're in BTC dominance. Fear and greed, 51. Now, I want to bring up this fear and greed thing because look at this chart regarding fear and greed, okay? This is this funky line right here, this yellow-greenish line, right? You see like how we were way up there in extreme greed and now we're way down? We were in like way extreme greed at like 83, 87, and now we're down to 51. But when you look at the prices of the overall crypto market, they didn't fall that much. So we're starting to get into prices that feel more sustainable at a higher price point. Which means what, everyone? It means if you wanted to get on super cheap action, your odds of getting in on super cheap action, like pre-November 2024 price action, is going to be super hard to get to. Now, let's swing it on over to XRP directly. Volume, massive shrinkage. Dudes, you ever go into a pool, you know, and the pool is cold and you get shrinkage down there? That's what's happening to the volume. Does that matter right now? No, it doesn't. The reason it doesn't matter, it's a weekend during a Christmas holiday week, okay? That's when you're going to see volume be like its lowest ever, and that's okay. That is okay, because the price is holding on to it, and if you zoom out a little bit here, you can see whether the volume's been absolutely gangbusters or not, XRP is holding strong. Now, in terms of zooming out and looking at how the volume applies to the movements, that's where the big key is. Look at this. Big pumperoni in price, big pumperoni in volume. The last big pumperoni in volume came around December 20th with 27 billion in volume. Then you could see we really have shrank. We've gone sideways price-wise. We didn't lose that much price. That's a good thing. The market is really happy with XRP around $2.20. So for those of you out there that watch the channels that talk about, oh, we're going to go to $100 XRP, you tell those people that maybe they're hanging out with the people that Minidog has been talking about. They smell like burnt lithium, meth. That's right. I don't know where these people are coming up with that crap. There's not that much liquidity out there, and the liquidity isn't going to come as one big giant tsunami. It's not. Certain things are going to pop at certain times because of certain regs, okay? Now, in terms of XRP price and volume, market cap, volume, price, we get it. Let's look at the candlesticks and see if it's showing us anything. We're going to go to the 15-minute, and it's like, meh, okay. Nothing really too exciting here to look at. It's not like, oh, well, the Fibonacci bands and the Bollinger bands and the Ballsack bands. Shut the fuck up with that stuff. The market is going to be on chill out mode until new things start happening in January. We've got January 20th where juicy action is going to be happening. And from that point on, the biggest economic player in the world is going to be launching more things that are more pro-crypto. Now, what I do like seeing, though, is over this last week, we have not had any bad attempts sub $2, which I know. It's good if you want the price to stay up, bad if you want to buy cheap XRP, because I think cheap XRP now might be $2. Let me know down below what you think a bargain for XRP is right now. But volume is down, Christmas week. Look at this. Very minor oscillations price-wise. We had a little Christmas pumperoni that got us up into the 230s. That didn't last. We're now hovering around 220. Been telling you that's going to be happening. So even when I'm sick and not 100%, I'm still bringing you the news. And the main thing is this. We're going to track RLUSD. We're going to track regs. And we're going to track money flowing into crypto, which is going to happen at specific strategic times. Ginger ale, electrolytes. And shout out to all the moms and wives out there that take care of our bitch-ass sick husbands and sons. Because I got to be honest with you. I'm sick. My son's sick. My daughter's sick. My wife is sick, but the best part is my wife is a trooper who's doing her best to take care of us all, spraying us down with Lysol, bringing us the ramen broth and all that good shit. And so thank you to the ladies out there that take care of us bitch-ass men. Now, in terms of crypto, look, let's be real here. We knew Christmas was going to be boring. If you really thought there was going to be a massive explosion, you gotta wait for the money to flow in. And the money, everyone out there, that's why I'm bringing you all these articles day after day about this bank person, this government person, this finance minister, all those kind of people, right? Telling you all the same thing. They're waiting for the United States to come up with updated regs. Okay, you know how like I'm not feeling good right now, like, and if I were to go into your house and start sneezing and like licking door handles and all that shit, you would get sick from what I had? That's just like the US when it comes to finance. Whenever the US sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. And if the United States sneezes something good, like juicy crypto regs, the rest of the world isn't gonna catch a cold, they're gonna catch money. And that's what we're waiting for. So, can you hold out until the US makes regs? And the bigger question is, when does the US make these regs? It's not going to happen right in January 20th, right? It's going to take some time to do. If it takes them longer than calendar year 2025 and they get it done in 2026, that's a massive fail. That is a massive fail, especially when you have control of all three, House, Senate, and presidency. My hope, my expectation is they get it done in the first 6 months of 2025, focusing on stable coins and stuff like that first, and then start moving on into things that would be regulating the alts. Once that happens, then you're going to see players go, oh, it's legal now. I'm cool with it. Okay, let me give you an example, a real world example for you. In the United States, cannabis is illegal. In certain states, though, it is what? It is legal, right? But it's still federally illegal. There are still plenty of people out there in legal states like California, like Colorado, okay, like DC that go, you know what? We're not going to do it because it's still against the law federally. We're going to wait until the federal laws change. Yeah, for real. That's honestly how it works. There are a lot of people, when you watch these interviews, there are still those old-timey traditional people out there that are like, no, we need the laws to be reflective all over the place. And you're like, oh, but dude, it's right here. And it's like, no, we don't want to do it. Same things with crypto. We're the risky players. We're the ones that have been getting into this now for what, the last 7+ years? Yeah. So we're okay with it. But there's a lot of people out there. I can think of my parents as being like the perfect type. They'll never get into crypto. Never. If laws come in and say then it's legal, you know, and all this stuff and all, then they might think about it. But see, they're going to be like some of the last people to get in on that action. So there's always going to be waves of new people getting in on the action as these regions come up with regs. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So now you just got to wait. And I just got to wait for this cold, flu, infection thing, whatever I got to go away. I got 3 medications. I've got ginger ale. I've got electrolytes. I've got a shirt on underneath this, which is super, super warm, and I'm sweating through it already, which is a good sign, I hope. My hair, oh, looking beautiful as well. See, even when I'm bringing you the news, I'm bringing you the news with sexy hair. That's right, ladies. Sick dudes, it's what we look like. Thanks, moms and wives, for taking care of us. Choo-choo, bitches.